If you don't currently own a business or you don't know what you want to do or acquire, then you are not alone. And I can spell acquire correctly 50% of the time. So here's how we go about finding that out, okay? We have a what to acquire worksheet. So the best way for you, if you don't know what you want to do yet, and you're like, I don't even know where to start, it's so overwhelming, there's just so many things that I could do, that's exciting. But it's also kind of limiting because it can cause you to not move forward. If you don't have a business, or you don't even have, if you don't have a business you like, and you don't know what you want to do, you don't know where to start, this is going to help you, okay? The best thing that you can do is get something that's going to actually be of interest to you. Ideally, it will match with your superpowers or skills. If you also have experience in whatever it is, that's a bonus. And then, is there anyone within your business network or connections that can help you? Where are the places that I could go to look for referrals? So what I want you to do as part of your homework tonight is to use this what to acquire worksheet so that you'll know exactly where you want to start, okay? And I find that if people do things that they're interested in, they have a lot better chance of success. We tend to self-sabotage if we get ourselves involved in something we don't like. So don't go into this for the money, because you can make money doing almost anything. One of the biggest takeaways I got from practicing law and from helping people buy and sell businesses over all these years is that you can make money doing anything, okay? So why not do something that you're actually interested in? Because if you get into this and you find there's a little bit of work and you really don't like what you're doing, you will not stick with it. And you'll have wasted your time. You won't get as much as you could. I use this as a checklist to kind of come up with, what should I do? Okay, so I filled this out and I listed some interests, hobbies, and passions. I enjoy photography and travel and fishing and gardening. I like dogs, real estate investing, like doing home decor and rehab, that's what you see here, right? I'm interested in cryptocurrency and all of the cool things that are going on with that. Love remodeling, marketing, music, cooking, fashion, investing. Okay, so that's a quick brainstorm list of things that I like. So then I'm going to say, okay, well, do I have experience in any of those things too? Well, my list of experiences, and again, I just kind of wrote them out: law, accounting, buying businesses, selling businesses, etc. Then I say, well, what am I actually good at? Regardless of all these other things, what am I good at? I'm a good negotiator and I'm good at networking. I can simplify things and organize things, find partners for deals. I'm pretty decent at Excel. I can market and account and write copy and such. And then what about my network? Well, let's see. I've got profiles and people that I'm connected with all over social, right? On all the major social networks, Instagram, TikTok, etc. I've got a podcast audience because I have a podcast. You may or may not have that. Doesn't matter. This is just kind of an inventory of things that you've got in terms of networking. I'm a member of several masterminds, which I do recommend that you think about doing. We have our own War Room and Founders Board. I'm also a member of several other ones, including Joe Polish's Genius Network. I'm on the Stanford University Advisory Board, Global Office Advisory Board, and the Steering Committee for Family Offices. So there's networking opportunities there. I have consulting clients. I speak at YPO and EO, so I've got contacts there. Those are networking organizations for business. So now when you do this, you kind of have an inventory of what you like, what you're good at, what you've done before, and people that can connect. So then what I might start doing is just circling the things that here would be potentially of interest to me. So, okay, photography sounds good. Travel sounds hard. I don't think I want to do anything fishing. I know it's the biggest sport, so there's a lot of opportunities there. Gardening, dogs sounds interesting to me. If I could do something with those, definitely. I do currently do real estate investing and home decor and remodeling. So maybe a remodeling business that might be interesting. Definitely like all the opportunities with crypto right now. Don't really want to do marketing for anybody, even though I'm interested in it. Music would be interesting, and maybe investing. Okay. So you'll just circle the things. This is a stream of consciousness brainstorm, right? So now we're going back and saying, okay, what are some things that I wouldn't mind, I could actually see myself being interested in doing? Then I'm going to come here. I don't really want to do law or accounting. I definitely enjoy buying businesses and selling them. I like performing music. I did it for a whole bunch of years. I don't think I want to do that anymore because you have to stay out too late. Negotiating, celebrity appearances and deals. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I don't think I'd want to do it all day long. Creating and running events. Events are definitely interesting to me. I think they're fun. Raising money is fun. Writing books, but not as really a business, although I could obviously do that for other people. So let me see. That might be interesting. Not interested in being an appraiser or a broker. Then I go to my superpowers and skills. I'm really good at negotiating, so I would love whatever I do to involve negotiating, networking, maybe simplifying and organizing, as like setting entities up and things like that. And then I can reach out to all of my social network and say, I'm interested in these things. So I'm for sure going to hit those guys up. I'm definitely going to talk to the people at all of the masterminds about that. I'll definitely talk to my connections here. So I'm going to hit everybody up that I've got a network with, because they're all relevant to whatever I choose to do here. Now, then I'm going to go back. Now we've circled the things that we're interested in, that we want to do. And let's see, do any of these things connect with one another? So then I say, okay, well, the first thing is photography. So I could definitely look at buying photography businesses and selling them, raising money for them. I could do events for them. So that's interesting. I could do courses around that. So I've got several of my experiences that I listed that could help me make a photography business successful. And then all of my superpowers also seem to apply there. And I could certainly reach out to my full network here. So that one would be one I could do. And then you can just kind of go through here to find. So like if you're lost and you don't know where to start, because that is a challenge that people have because it's so overwhelming. I just don't know what to do. This can help you get yourself focused and find some things. So then what I will do is go to the Googles. Let's say that photography is what I want to play with. Well, then I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to say, here I've Googled types of photography businesses, because I don't know what are my options there. I have no idea, right? So how do I narrow that down? Well, look, here's one of the first results is 21 types of freelance photography. So now I can say, would I be interested in social media photography? And it says it's a big one, right? Okay, interesting. Or family portrait businesses, or event photography businesses, weddings, concerts, parties, fashion, corporate, landscape, wildlife, social. So these are all businesses that I could buy, right? That would be interesting to me, perhaps, because I'm interested in photography. I'm particularly interested, but look at this. Now here's a collision of a couple things that I said. I like fashion, right? So now I can combine two of the things I like, and it turns out there's a business. I also like events. So I can put events with photography. And wildlife. I like animals, right? So now I've got several types of businesses here. Now, let's say that I want to. So now you can see that I have said, I've Googled list of, and I'm in San Diego, and I'm interested in event photography, list of San Diego event photography or photographers. Well, look, here's a whole bunch of businesses right here in San Diego. You've got F Fotility, Lasting Impressions, CC Canton, Portrait, that's a horrible name, Convention Video, Mary Jo Favely, etc. Right? So there's a whole list of businesses here. And then I could also go and Google business directory for the location that I'm in, San Diego, that I'm interested in having a business in. And then I could go to any of these. There's a ton of them here. Look at the business directory and find out what I wanted to buy. I mean, I can find a whole lot of additional businesses. So you have an ability to use this worksheet to find anything that you might be interested in and guide you so that you're not lost. And all we're doing is saying, what is my list of hobbies, interests, and passions? What's the experience that I have? And the superpowers. So, because those two things, experience and superpowers, are going to mean that you actually could maybe do an earn-in deal or a consult-in or a baseline or something like that, where you have services or skills that you could provide to the business. And it's also helpful if you have complementary skills, superpowers, or experience that you can add to the business that you acquire, because then it's easier for you to grow it. So this is a natural way to say, how do I marry my interests and passions with my skills and my experience in a business that I might think about acquiring? And then do I have the ability to share that any place in terms of my network and connections, so that maybe other people can refer me businesses as well? You can also go to Google and say, list types of first, that kind of business, If you're looking to brainstorm more types, you can also then, after you have those types for each type, you can say a list of those businesses in whatever location you're interested in doing this in. And you will find that you have pretty limitless list of acquisition targets.